It all started with a gift from Margaret Thatcher, the former Prime Minister of Great Britain, to Rick Hansen. When Rick was doing his Man in Motion World Tour, he stopped in England, was given an opportunity to sail in a boat called the Bellway Sunbird while he was there. He was still completing his journey. In fact, he was in Newfoundland, about to start his final trek across Canada, when Margaret Thatcher came to Great Britain Day at Expo 86, and she presented a Bellway Sunbird to Christine Hansen, Rick's sister, and his family. When Rick got back, the boat sat empty. He was a pretty busy guy at that time. He still is. Sam Sullivan, who is still a relatively new quadriplegic, and a couple of other fellas went to Rick, and because they knew of the boat, they thought about disabled sailing, and they asked if they could buy the boat from Rick. And Rick said, well, I can't sell it to you. It's been a gift to me. But he said, if you form an organization that'll open it up to all people with disabilities, I'll give you the boat. That was the genesis of the Disabled Sailing Association. Sam formed the organization. The first sail occurred in the summer of 1987. A fellow by the name of Brent Foote made that first sail, and that's how it started. About 20 sails that first summer. The next year it continued to grow. It was right here at Jericho where the program was accepted. Sam, in order to grow the sport, he started an event called Mobility Cup and invited people, other people with disabilities, mostly people with quadriplegia or tetraplegia, to come to Vancouver and compete in sailing, even though they had never been in a sailboat or dreamed of being in a sailboat. These people came out, they got excited, they went home. Pretty soon disabled sailing groups popped up in places like Calgary and Toronto, Montreal, Seattle. It spread and essentially spread around the world, and by 1996 disabled sailing was a Paralympic sport. It was a trial sport in '96, became a permanent sport in 2000 in Sydney, Australia. Of course, we receive a little bit of operating support from the provincial government, but the vast majority of the funds that we raise come from the community itself, from foundations and personal donations, businesses, organizations that contribute, of course, through grants, time, volunteer time, gifts in kind, that sort of thing. But it's been years and years of building relationships and trust with foundations and organizations. And I have to say that the old BC Marine Trades Association and now Boating BC have been tremendous supporters of the Disabled Sailing Association. I think our program is successful because of the feeling of independence and freedom that our sailors experience. I don't have a physical disability, so I can't say explicitly, I haven't experienced that. I think our sailors are the only ones that can tell you, but they're the ones who keep coming back time after time.
I used to have quite a background in surfing and did quite a lot of traveling and surfing. I was really into water sports, and you know, and after the disability, I got back to surfing. It's awesome. You can even do that adapted. But with the sailing, I find there's just independence and freedom. It's just unmatched, and it's become really my favorite passion ever since my first sail. And I'm really loving sailing. We come down to Jericho Beach here. It's a hot, sweet day, the most amazing view, one of the best cities in the world, and you're launched out there on the water. So usually there's paddle boats, paddle boards, kayaks, motorboats, tons of sailboats, catamarans. Just a wild amount of boats out there and everyone taking on the water, and so it's just amazing. You have your hour to get out for a recreational sail, and with a nice wind, you can get right down to Kits Beach and back. Get over towards the endowment lands a little bit. It's so amazing, and it's just, yeah, it's great in the summer days. I'd love people to be inspired just by the program and what it can do, because it's a bit of a life changer. I look forward to every sail.